I'm gonna unbox the Clar Illumi Max 300. Here's the box it came in. I already took it out of the box. And that's what you get. This is a nice, thick, heavy bag. Soft carrying case. Wow. They really packed that in there. That's awesome. Okay, let's take everything out. Little remote control, AAA batteries. Yep, 2 AAA batteries. Does not come in the box. Strap for the bag. Here's the Illumi Max. Whoa, this is it's stuck? Oh no, it's just stuck a little bit. This feels very cheap, this hood here. It seems like metal, but a very cheap metal that looks like it's already been dented. I think this is gonna dent very easily, and it might even just bend. This is a very cheap mount. I'm already disappointed. And this is plastic. This part right there that looks like an umbrella holder. All plastic, except for the actual screw. Is there any cover? Oh, there. Okay, here's a cover. Oh, I like this profile. It's a nice slim profile, unlike the Aputure. Great. 2 fans. This is supposed to be comparable to the Aputure 300. Solid metal. Yep, egg, the yolk, solid metal, seems pretty nice. All right, let's continue. Pretty thin. Whoa, is this the ballast? Okay, has its own strap. You can take 2 V-mount batteries. This also feels kind of cheap. Feels like metal, but a cheap metal. What are these? Oh, antennas here? DMX controlled with the Cat 5 cable. Okay. Oh, this is the AC part of the light. Okay, that's heavy. I think nothing else. Oh, and you have these 2 cables here. These are the power cable connections, the XLR, another XLR. Okay, great. I'm gonna plug everything in. Now I have everything all connected. There are a lot of parts here, but I don't think it's unlike the Aputure 300d. Not the 300D2, but the first gen. And the same thing with the first gen of the 120D by Aputure. This is the same amount of stuff, although this seems clunkier, not as sturdy or durable. But it seems to work okay. I just connected everything. So this is for the AC. This connects to the wall. I have this plugged into the wall. Then this connects to this battery part controller. This is where you turn the light on and off and control the dimming, and it's also the DMX. And this is also, if you go straight battery, you can ditch the AC wall adapter part and take that part out. There's a switch right here that switches from battery to AC. So right now this is switched to AC, so that's running the power from there, and then this is connected to the light down here. There are fans up here to cool it down. There's also a fan in the AC because it sucks a lot of power. for an LED. So let me turn everything on, and you're gonna hear there is fan noise from the AC, but not from the light. I don't hear much noise from the light. I do hear it from the AC. I'm gonna turn it on now. There's two power switches. You first got to turn on the AC, which I just did. Right here, if you can see that red light. And then you got to turn on the controller separately by holding it in, and there, it turns on. And this is freaking bright. This is really bright. I don't know if the number is LUTs or how it's calculating that, but it starts at 1056. That's the dimmest. And now I'm gonna turn it up. That's really bright. So let's see how bright it can get. Going all the way to 9956. 9956 is pretty bright. I'm gonna shine this and bounce it up on my wall to show you how the immense light output. Okay. Wow. I'm shooting on a Canon G7X Mark III in 4K. My ISO is 800. My shutter is 1/60th, and I'm shooting at an f2. And this is how bright it is. I'm gonna turn. Well, before I do that, see, here are the fans. Let me turn this down to be more manageable. Spinning, 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 spinning. That's all right. That's my dog right there. You can see him off camera. Okay, it's ISO 800 f2. Let me go to. I'm gonna go to an aperture or a setting on this camera. This is a 1-inch sensor, but I'm gonna go to a setting that might be common for indoor shooting. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna bring my aperture to f4. This is an f4. F4 is maybe what you would want to shoot a lot of if you're doing a scene in a house, or if you're doing an interview. F4 has enough depth of field where the background is out of focus, but the subject is right in focus with enough bokeh. You know, you don't want to get the entire, unless that's your style. But 4 and 5, 6, that's generally where I shoot interviews. Now I'm going to bring my ISO down to as low as I can get it. So this is ISO 125. ISO 125, shooting at an f4, 1/60th shutter speed. This is 30p 4K. And now let's see how bright I can get by using this as a bounce, just bouncing this up on the ceiling of my kitchen. I'm in my kitchen right now. So I have this pointed straight up. Let's go all the way down. So now it's 1056, and let me bring it all the way up. There we go. Not too bad. Let's say this was the subject. I guess it's depends on where I point it. Now I'm pointing it that way, but I'm just holding it in my hand, pointing at the ceiling. I'm pointing the light behind me, and now I'm going to point the light in front to get some spill there. I'm going to point the light that direction. And in this room, there's white walls all around, so it's similar to what you would use to bounce light on if you were going to bounce light for an interview. Talking head. Yeah, the light. This seems okay exposed. It's underexposed, so I'm going to bring up the ISO to something not too crazy. ISO 400. So ISO 400 is a good ISO that if you were shooting log, a lot of log profiles start at ISO 400. So this is what that would look like. The Canons, I think the base ISO is 800, ISO 800. But this is ISO 400, so this is what I would shoot, and it's plenty bright on its full. Yeah, I can even turn it down. There you go. So you can see the power of this light. I do feel heat already coming from here. It's like a warm heater that's emitting from here. Up here are the fans that are blowing. But yeah, this might get pretty hot. I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna use these on a few interviews, the video things that I do, situations that I shoot. And this is coming in at under, I think I got this for about $400 or $450. So considering the light output compared to an Aputure 300d, this is a good cheaper alternative, because the 300d goes for about $1,000, maybe a little under with the first gen, and then the second gen is over $1,000. So all I want is good output, and I think the output from what I've seen from other reviews, the light output, I mean the quality of light, the CRI, the color temperature, the shifts in color when you turn it on and dim it, it seems to be rated pretty well, comparable to the Aputure. So far, I'm pretty happy with it, but if I have a problem, I'll post another video.